Hello and welcome to this episode of HRTV, your all-access pass to all things hearing. Today's episode is brought to you by the Audigy Group, the preeminent group of hearing care providers in North America. I'm John Doherty. Our top story today: a new study shows a clear link between dementia and hearing loss. According to a new report in the February issue of Archives of Neurology, older adults with hearing loss appear more likely to develop dementia, and their risk increases as their hearing loss becomes more severe. Beginning in 1990, researchers at Johns Hopkins Medical Institute studied nearly 650 people between the ages of 36 and 90 who did not have dementia. They were followed for the development of dementia and Alzheimer's diseases through May of 2008. At the midpoint of the study, 58 people were diagnosed with dementia, including 37 who had Alzheimer's. The risk of dementia increased among those who had a hearing loss of greater than 25 decibels. And for participants over 60, more than one-third of the risk of dementia was associated with hearing loss. As for developing Alzheimer's, the risk increased by 20% for every 10 decibels of hearing loss. The authors believe hearing loss may be causally related to dementia through exhaustion of cognitive reserve, social isolation, elimination of sensory nerve fibers, or a combination of those pathways. If these findings are confirmed through independent cohorts, they could have substantial implications for public health. The X Factor. It's that something extra you get when working for an Audigy certified practice. You'll have a career, not just a job. You'll receive support from an expert team of experienced professionals, investment in your continuing education and professional growth, and access to state-of-the-art practice platforms and cutting-edge technology. Realize your personal, professional, and financial goals. Visit Audigy Group at the Audiology Now Conference. It's in Chicago, April 6th through the 9th. Find them at booth 1035. Discover the power the X Factor has in store for you. In regulatory news, OSHA is backing off of its more stringent noise control revisions. This comes in response to feedback from manufacturers, lawmakers, and an executive order detailing our recent economic growth. OSHA wanted new noise control measures where economically and technically feasible, specifically for workplaces that expose employees to 90 dBA during a typical workday. Assistant Secretary of Labor for OSHA, David Michaels, says OSHA is still committed to the goal of reducing work-related hearing loss, but they are suspending work on the new policy to study other approaches. Those include greater outreach, compliance assistance, and more stakeholder meetings to gather input from manufacturers and safety professionals. The National Hearing Conservation Association says they are disappointed by this decision, but are encouraged that OSHA still plans to address this pervasive workplace hazard. It's a wireless world now for Sonic Innovations. The Salt Lake City company recently launched Vericom, a new line of wireless connectivity hearing aids. The Vericom 5 and Vericom 9 products include 3 behind-the-ear devices: a compact power BTE, a micro BTE, and a nano BTE, as well as an in-the-canal device. The Vericom line will be able to connect to external audio sources such as TVs, cell and landline phones, and MP3 players. The new technology includes basic binaural device communication that allows the instruments in each ear to talk to each other. For example, volume and program adjustments can be made at the same time instead of one ear at a time. Vericom 9 also adds feedback detection, non-telephone ear control, and other processing systems that amplify the nuances of speech. Researchers in the UK make an important discovery that could lead to a molecular treatment for progressive hearing loss and deafness. The team from the University of Sheffield found a mutation in a gene known as MIR96, prevents development of the auditory sensory hair cells. The authors studied a strain of mice that carry a single base mutation in the MIR96 gene. They found that the mutation hinders not only the development of the sensitive hair bundle on the cell apex, but also the synaptic structures that transfer electrical information to sensory nerves. These findings suggest that MIR96 is a master regulator responsible for the development of sensory cells that are vital for hearing. Since the mutation causes human deafness and drugs can target microRNA molecules, this study could provide the basis for treating progressive hearing loss and deafness. Odometrics is opening a new headquarters in the United States. In addition to updated offices, the new facility will have a research and development center and a customer education and training center. The new education center will include exam suites with fully functional sound booths and provide professionals and consumers a place for clinical training. The new headquarters is in Schaumburg, Illinois, and opens at the end of this month. Odometrics is a division of GN Resound and manufactures computer-based audiology equipment in more than 70 countries. We have news of another advancement in hearing aids, this one for X-Silent. The Minnesota-based company has reportedly introduced the first hearing aid with AirTap functionality. It's called the QLEAF Pro. It is an instant-fit CIC aid that lets users switch between listening programs with just a tap of the ear, rendering the need for a button on the switch on the device obsolete. The QLEAF Pro allows users to adjust to several situations, like going to the theater, watching TV, going to parties, and conversations in noisy areas like restaurants. The QLEAF Pro went on the market in February. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching this episode of Hearing Review TV, brought to you by the Audigy Group. We'll see you next time.